We must come to learn how to love our depths and realize that a peak is only beautiful because of the valley below. And without our depths, we would have no peaks. And there's something magical, there's something beautiful about being in a valley and looking up at the peak on where you're going, where you could be, where you once were. And our depths, they're our best teachers. When we are going through hard times, when we are wrestling with ourselves, this is when we learn the most about ourselves. This is when we become the wisest. This is when we learn the lessons we need to learn to move forward in life. And when we go through a depth and we just say, woe is me, complain, and don't see the beauty in the valley, we don't learn the lessons that it is trying to teach us. And then we can't we can't summit the peak to come because we didn't learn the lessons in the valley. If you can overcome your depths, then you can overcome the peak. But if you can't, then you can't. There is there's the idea that we shouldn't have depths or heights. This is kind of what monks have been trying to do for ages. They've been trying to walk a straight, like an even keel. They don't want to go up and they also don't want to go down. And I think this is a tragedy. This is truly no way to live life. I think it's better to try to understand how to deal with depths and heights than to try to never have them at all. Because, life is meant to be felt. Feeling is, people who are drug addicts and things of that nature who are just numb 24/7, we call them zombies, which is, you know, the Walking Dead. They are alive. They're dead inside. They don't feel anything. They don't feel like normal people feel. You don't feel like you're supposed to feel. And when you don't feel, you don't live. Life isn't about walking this path with no ups and no downs. Life's about huge valleys and massive peaks, and when realizing how to deal with both of them, how to appreciate both of them, how to realize that the valley is beautiful in and of itself, but also because of the peak. And then also the peak is beautiful in and of itself, but also the valley adds so much to it. We shouldn't try to walk through life avoiding these things. And it's so hard when we're in a depth to remember to just slow down, to just calm down, to just learn the lessons that this depth is trying to teach you. It can be so challenging, but it's the task of life. It's the only task worth embarking on when you really think about it. To feel deeply, to truly live, to gain all the lessons from all the experiences. This is how we should walk through life. This is how we should try to live life. I think it's very valuable to remember. I've said it a couple times in this video, but there's really the idea of just taking one thing away, one lesson away from your, say, bout of work that day, a video, something you read. Just take one thing away. And if you're going to take anything away from this, it's to realize that the valley and the peak are only beautiful because of the other one. I mean, it's also the idea of good and evil, the idea of yin and yang.